Example another. Rina is the only woman pilot. Rina is the only woman pilot I know. So her becoming a pilot is very unique. The moon, the sun, the sky, the earth, the equator, the world, the universe, the universe, etc. Number 3, with superlative degree of adjective, we use the one of the uses that you might be asked in the exam is this of the biggest lake. Sewa is the biggest lake, and before the name it will come later on whether Sewa lake takes the or not. The biggest lake, the expensive book, or the biggest lake, the most expensive, the most expensive book, etc. And with ordinal numbers, we use this usage is also important. For example, the first, the third, these are called ordinal numbers. He lives on the second floor, etc. But in such sentence, we don't use the here, no the. If singular noun represents the whole class of that noun, then we use the example. यो क्वेशन जहिले पनि सोधिरहेको हुन्छ. The dog is a faithful animal. The cow is a useful animal. But भनेको जस्तो man is mortal. जहिल्यै. If singular noun, the dog, here is a faithful animal means I'm talking about all the dogs in general. Means talking about the whole class. There are Alsatian dog, there is Tibetan Mastiff, and so many dogs. But the dog is a faithful animal means I'm talking about all the dogs in general. When characteristics of all the class of that animal is brought together in one dog, then it takes the. Now, when I say, this is more contextual rather than usage. When I say, like, open the door means when the speaker and listener know what the speaker is referring, we use the. Now open the door means not my door, means you know which door, and I also know which door I'm talking about. Like when we are in the classroom, if I say open the door, then both the speaker and the listener listener know which door I'm talking about, which noun I'm talking about. Then in that case, we use the, like for example, if you ask me where are they are in the park. Now, which park I'm talking about, you as a listener knows it, then we use the. Then only we use the. When the speaker and listener know what the speaker is referring to or talking about. So this is more contextual. A question with the parts of the day, like when we have read preposition in, with the parts of the day, we use the. For example, in the evening, in the afternoon, in the morning. With these parts of the day, we use the. When an adjective we use refer to the people of the country, we use the. When an adjective we use refer to the people of the country, we use the. For example, the. Yes, yes. You mean I should be little slow? The French, the English, the Japanese. When we refer to the nationality also, you can write. When an adjective we refer to the people of the country. When an adjective we use refer to the people of the country, we use the. In proverbs, in sayings like this, when we say things this way, like how to say it in a rule, you know it better. You learn it yourself. Just the comparative degree, maybe the more he has, the more he wants. The slower you move, the faster you succeed. The harder you work, the better you succeed. Like this, when we repeat in proverbs like this, we use the. When we use it to compare things. Next, must look at the book with words like, with words like cinema, coast, country, with words like cinema, coast, country, ground, jungle, radio, names of the oceans also take the radio, Seaside, theater, library, station, we use the. Example, I went to the cinema. The news was broadcasted on the radio. But with television, we use no the. Season, are you taking the class?
Yes, sir.
अनि यो मेसेज किन पठाएको अहिले क्लास लिँदा लिँदै मेसेन्जरले?
सर हैन त्यो बिहान पठाएको अहिले चाहिँ गएछ।
ओके I am watching TV. It doesn't take the I was watching, I'm watching TV. But when we say this, we use the. Use sentence I when it the, otherwise no the.
सर त्यो एकताल कम्पेयरिङ को भन्दिन न मैले टिप्नै बिर्सेछु क्लासमा।
यो country पर्दैन. Country when we have UAE, the
हैन सर त्यो
US.
कम्पेयरिङ थिंग्स कम्पेयर गर्दाखेरि के
It's a kind like if you say this, if you say like this, he is rich, he wants to get richer. The more rich he is, the more richer he wants to get. Sorry, भन्यो भने always the. The more he has, उसँग मान्छेसँग जति भयो उ त्यति नै धेरै चाहन्छ भन्न खोजेको। यो यसरी भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ we use the भनेको।
सर he is a देवकोटा of our class हुन्छ कि he is the देवकोटा of our class हुन्छ?
He is a Devkota of our class. He is the Devkota. He is the Devkota. He is not a Devkota.
Sir, thank you.
Means when you are taking the characteristics of even surname, take the, for example, even surname, take the, for example, if you are referring to, there are, let's say, next to your house, nearby your house, 50 meters or 100 meters away from your house, there are 20 household of Thapa. All those people have Thapa as their surnames. Then if you want to refer to that cluster of those people, then you say the Thapas live over there.
Sir, you a kilogram हुन्छ कि 2 किलोग्राम dozen kilogram जस्तो
a dozen of a kilo of a kilo, because they are unit now. With surnames also we use the name of the oceans, we use the before the names of newspapers, certain buildings, hotels, galleries, we use the before historical references or events, we use the, for example, the Kot massacre, the conquest of Kirtipur, the Middle Ages, the Lichavi period, before the names of the musical instruments, we use the, before famous buildings, we use the, before rivers, we use the, before holy books, we use the, before the in some titles of the stories also we use the, but not all. Before the adjective used to represent the whole class, we use the, for example, the poor are not always dishonest. The rich are not always happy, because this the poor represents the poor. Poor keta, poor is an adjective used as an adjective. If this is used as an adjective and if it represents the whole class of that, of what it represents, means the poor here represents poor, all the poor people. The rich here represents all the rich people. So, and they also take plural verb and take the. अघि भनेको जस्तो कम्पेरेटिभ डिग्रीमा आउन सक्ने भनेको the sooner the better, the more he has, the more he wants. Always remember this. And if the names of the, if the names of the countries or a country takes consist of the words like kingdom, states or state, republic, then it takes the, for example, the kingdom of Bhutan, the state of, यो चाहिँ भन्न आएन तर the United States of America. People's Republic. अब आयो
सर स्क्रिन अलि ओर सार्दिनु न त लाइक पछि KIN के हो
Kingdom.
Thank you, sir.
USA. If it's an abbreviated and if it consists of more than one territory, when we combine it, when it has united, we say the US or the USA. यति country को नाउँमा चाहिँ नि द लाग्छ जस्तो if the name of the countries is plural, if the name of the country is plural, if the name of the country consists of the word अघि भनेको जस्तै kingdom, republic or state, or if the country consists of several territory combined, then we use the, for example, the UK, the पहिला USSR पहिलाको, the UAE, the Netherlands, the P capital, the Philippines, the Maldives. अरुमा हुँदैन फेरि the Nepal, the India हुँदैनन्. If the name of the country have plural nouns as their name, and if the name of the country consists of the word called words like kingdom, state, republic, then it takes the अरुमा हुन्न फेरि. This is not that important question from the point of view of our exam. Your 17 number important, the rest are important, and these अब म यहाँ लेख्दै जान्छु है. I take help from the book, sometimes I might forget. जस्तो I'm giving you the complete note. यति हेरेपछि अन्त कहीँ हेर्नु पर्दैन. Number 20, names of the mountain ranges, mountain range, not the name of the mountains. The Himalayas, the Alps, name of the mountain ranges, not the mountain. (21) Names of the groups of islands as mentioned earlier, the West Indies, the Maldives, the West Indies, the Andaman. Next, names of the rivers. The Karnali, the Koshi, etc. Names of the seas. Maybe the Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. Names of the oceans. The Atlantic, the Pacific. Names of the canals, the Suez Canal, the Panama Canal, etc. Names of the deserts, names of the gulfs, the Gulf of Mexico, the Persian Gulf, names of the ships, the Titanic, the Santa Maria, names of the directions like the south, the north, etc. But if it's a name of a single mountain and not the mountain range or single island, then we don't use the, for example, we don't say the Mount Everest, we say only Mount Everest.
Sir, name of the color?
Name of the
Color, sir, color.
no, we don't use. We say like these two examples will make you clear, I guess. If we talk about color in general, no. If we talk about it in specific way, it takes. Mrs. Susma is dash FRCS doctor and अघि भनेको हैन यो अल्फाबेटहरु के A B C D other than A E I O U. अब A E I O U लाई छोडेर बाँकी जति पनि abbreviated words हरु हुन्छ. When you pronounce the words alphabets as vowel, for example, A B C D E F G H K L M N R S X. If the alphabet starts with these abbreviated words, sorry, if the abbreviated words start with these alphabets, any one of these alphabets, then it takes S. For example, now omission of the for example, before a common noun used in commonest or common sense, because the word common is repeated twice. Commonest sense. In common sense, when we don't use, for example, man is mortal. Man is a common noun, not a specific, not a, sorry, common noun means all the men in general. So your father always helps you. Who is this? Season. First, attend these lessons completely. Your already the rule has been explained. Your father always helps. Rule number 17. And if you know the answer, why asking the question? Because this means all the blind in general. It represents the class of all the blind, not only this or that blind, but all of them in general. So it takes the, like, look at the example, help the poor. The poor are, okay. Where not to use the number 1. Now number 2, before a common noun used in common sense, before a generalization, before a, when you talk about something in general with plural or uncountable noun, we don't use the noun has to be plural, but plural noun, it has to be an uncountable noun, but you use in general sense. For example, Apples are good for health. Apples are good for health. Iron is a useful metal. Even if sometimes, even if it is not plural, we use even if it is uncountable noun or countable, it doesn't matter. Whether singular or plural doesn't matter. But when you use it in a general sense, for example, gold is expensive, we don't use the. Number 3, before the names of continents, we don't use the. Countries, we don't use the, except those countries that we have studied. Cities don't take the, towns don't take the, Sunday, Monday, days don't take the, months don't take the, languages don't take the, only subject takes the, some days the, mountains don't take the, you do compare like the big Sewa lake, the biggest lake, and if you only a unique thing, it takes the, otherwise even lakes also don't take the names of the lakes, they don't take the, even island don't take the group of them takes the. Next, sports, like you have said, colors, festivals, English is difficult, subjects, mathematics, example, chemistry, biology, they don't take the. Colors also, they don't take the. But unless and until you use them in a specific way, like I have given in the example. Before the names of the relatives don't take the, names of the relatives don't take, they don't take the. But however, one example is question actually सोधेको पनि छ. Before the names of the meals taken on regular basis, we don't use the. For example, dinner is ready. If the meal is taken on regular basis, these nouns don't take the. There are exceptions, okay? Hospital, college. You पर्दैन यो rule. This much will be sufficient. Has everyone copied? सबैले
सर त्यो
ल्यायो?
माथिको 17 को देखाउनु न 17 18 को
ल
सर 5 नंबर को रिकल गरिदिनु
5 नम्बर ल यहाँदेखि नै हेर Is there anyone from inspector group? कोही हुनुहुन्छ?
Yes, sir.
ल okay, I will be sending you म यहाँ एउटा फाइल देखाउँछु. I will be sending you that later on for your exercise. That's very helpful. यो अरूलाई चाहिँदैन. Related to articles. यो एउटा number 4 is important. With superlative degrees, that's too common for you to ask in the exam. Number 5, if singular noun represents the whole class, we use the handsome is as handsome does. यो भनेको यो a handsome person does a good work that justifies a work or does good work or work that justifies his appearance. If I appear attractive and if I look attractive, but if I don't act like attractive, if I, let's say, start behaving like a criminal, then that is just the opposite of what you have said. I don't know whether I made it clear or not. You do handsome, then that justifies your appearance as well.
सर ओमिशन्स अफ द को 5 नम्बरमा छ नि रिलेटिभ सँग त्यसलाई फेरि एकचोटी भन्दिनु न
With relatives like my mother is remains busy in her work. He is my father. We don't say the father, but an exception is, for example, this is not the name of the relative, the father, but the quality of a person. Father is an ATM of our house. Father, correct. Father is an ATM of our house. But if you like, yeah, it's like why? Because you are comparing the quality of an ATM with your father. Like the father in him. Yeah, the father just to, for example, when you say home, the meaning associated with home is one is physical structure. The other meaning associated with home, 11, sir, underlying meaning. Surface meaning is the physical structure. Underlying meaning is cooperation, love, understanding. यो नि home भनेको. For example, यस्तै यहाँ माथिको सेन्टेन्समा the father भनेको it refers to the qualities of a person, not what we understand by the word father. It refers to the quality of the person. The caring, loving, worrying person in him is crying after seeing his son injured. The home is where the heart is. Second one. So we'll do this much for today. And later on, this is the file that I'm talking about. Wait. Yeah, this is helpful for those who are appearing in inspector group for your exercise. Exercise on articles. So here is the question given.
Sir, a cup of भन्ने कि the cup of?
हजुर,
A cup of कि the cup of?
कि द के अरे लेख त
Cup of tea.
a cup of tea. अब यहाँ और द दुईटै लाग्छ के. If you refer it back, if you refer it, mention it second time. Where have you kept the cup of tea that I have given you earlier? The लाग्यो, because you mentioned it earlier and both the listener and the speaker knows which cup of tea. But there are several cups of tea, but I'm talking about the one which I have given to you. The otherwise a cup of tea.
Sir, and you are stupid, you are stupid person, you are stupid, केही लाग्दैन.
Nothing.
And you are a stupid person.
A stupid person means it modifies, the article modifies the singular countable noun person.
सर अनि त एउटै कुरा कम्पेयर गर्दाखेरि अर द लाग्छ हैन.
Just to example.
जस्तै जेसिका bought a car अनि the car was very expensive.
The car was very expensive means you mention the car for the second time. When you mention something or some noun for the second time, then it takes the.
त्यो कप को पनि त्यस्तै हुन्छ होला नि है सर. जेसिका bought a cup, the cup was very expensive.
Yes, exactly the same. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and have a great day. Dipendra?
Thank you, sir.
Where is Dipendra?
Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
I will probably send this file not today because I need to work out. I have to separate the questions from the answers first, and this is in PDF format. So it takes some.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, take care.
Have a good day, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Dipendra?
Okay, sir.
I'm leaving.
Yes, sir.
Thank you and have a great day.
Okay, sir. Thank you and same to you, sir.
चन्द
हजुर
को त्यहाँ क्लास भइरहेछ के को क्लास भइरहेछ
कहाँ
त्यो